Hey guys, welcome back to Sip and Dip with Chelsea. Today's video is sponsored by Kiara Sky, and never in a million years did I think those words would come out of my mouth. So we're going to be reviewing their color kit. So this includes all of their liquids. It has 3 different colors, clear and natural. Y'all know I'm a sucker for gorgeous packaging, and this one is top notch. But even more importantly, I love how secure and safe all the products are inside. Here is the back side of the box. You can see everything that it includes and a little about information section. So they do include extra brushes, which is great. So if your brushes get thick or hard, then you have an extra set here. It has tips and tricks, proper care pamphlets, and I really love this information pamphlet. It is the most detailed one I have ever seen. It has pictures, it has all the steps, and so much helpful advice. On the backside at the top here is the prep steps. So whether you have for artificial tips or just your natural nails, it even includes the bond that you'll need when you do your prep. It has the steps if you're doing color dip powder. It has the steps if you want to do a French manicure. It has the steps if you want to do gel polish on top. It is so unbelievably thorough and I am so impressed. Here's the star of the show, the liquids and the dip powder. So it does include the bond, but it also has cuticle oil and a brush saver. The packaging is beautiful. I love all of the colors. The branding is so cohesive. So this is the bond I mentioned earlier that you would use during your prep. They even have their little logo here on top. And here is the dip powder packaging. They come in really large 1-ounce sizes. This is superficial and it's a beautiful staple gold glitter. Here is Hot Damn, and last but not least is Prim and Proper. It also includes natural and clear. So natural is what we'll be using during today's video to build up my apex, and clear is what you use on top of the color to protect it during filing. So I know I'm going to get asked about longevity and prep, but I do have to use peel base because I film so often. So for that question, the top of this pamphlet is phenomenal. It breaks it down exactly how you need to prep so that you do get weeks out of your manicure. And I love that the kit also includes bond, which is what you're going to need to dehydrate and cleanse your nails so that you really have a great adhesion and no lifting. So if you have any questions about longevity for dip powder, it really does come down to your prep process and making sure that you have enough strength based on your particular lifestyle. And speaking of strength, I have natural here, so I'm going to show y'all how I use this product to build up my apex underneath my colored dip powder because I do have longer natural nails. I also grab my base liquid, so this is step 2 and we can get started. I'll also be using the recycling system that the kit includes, so it has this here inside and it's really great as a no waste option, especially for longer nails and the pour over method. So to get started, I'm just showing you they remove out of the side here. I'm going to pour the natural powder over top into that top container. With my thumb resting to balance on it, I'm just doing one small line of the base liquid on my nail. Then I pour the powder over top. So I follow these same steps for all of my nails, just doing a small stripe down the center and pouring the powder over top, tapping off the excess powder. So you'll see here, once that top little tray fills up, all I have to do is just take it out and interchange it with the other empty one. You absolutely can dip straight into the dip powder. The reason I'm pouring the powder over top is because the pour over method does create thinner, more natural layers. It's also less likely to ripple if you pour over instead of dipping in. But here is our first layer. Once it dries, I use a stiff scrub brush to dust off all of the excess powder. So for the second layer, we're just going to go a little bit further back towards the cuticle and then a little bit more on the sides. Then I pour the powder over top and tap off. I follow these same steps for all of the nails. I do want to mention you do not have to build up an apex. It's totally optional based on your nail length and preference. I am doing it because I do have longer natural nails, and I really just wanted to showcase how versatile this kit is. I love that they include this natural powder, so if you do want to build up an apex, you have that option without having to use up all of your colored dip powder. Once it's dry, I just scrub all of the excess powder off and we can start on our third layer. So the third layer is going to be the same, just a little bit further back towards the cuticle, a little bit more on the sides. And this is actually going to be our last layer of natural. And then we're going to start on the color dip powder. So again, you do not have to do this with natural. If you want to go straight in for color dip powder, you absolutely can. And the instruction pamphlet does a really great job of explaining that. So if you have shorter natural nails, you do not have to do this at all. If you're someone who's dealing with chipping, cracking, anything of that sort, do consider doing these steps of building up an apex because it will give you more strength. And at the end of the day, that's what some of us do need based on our lifestyles and based on our nail shapes. Now that it's dry, I'm just dusting it all off and we get to start on the color. I'm just showing you how easy cleanup is. All I have to do is just pour that excess powder back into my jar because it is my own personal, so I'm not worried about germs or contamination. And then I use a lint-free wipe with some water, or you could do rubbing alcohol to clean it off. So that's it. Now with Prim and Proper, I'm going to pour some over top again and get started. So this next layer is going to be a full layer. So I guide the liquid back towards my cuticle area and then pull the excess down. I follow those same steps, just making sure I do not get this product on my skin, but that I have a nice, thin, even coverage. Then I pour the powder over top. I thoroughly enjoyed these liquids. They are a thinner consistency and a little bit faster of a dry time, but in this scenario and manicure, I found it perfect because I am building up layers. I don't want a slower drying liquid. I want it to be faster so I can just keep moving on. You'll see I'm following the same steps, just doing a full layer of the base liquid, avoiding my skin, getting all the way over to those sidewall areas, and then pouring the powder over top. Once it's dry, I scrub off all of the excess powder. I did do my thumb off camera just to save on the monotony and repetition. So you'll see for the second layer, I do another full coat coverage, and that is it for the color application. It's very straightforward, very simple, 2 full layers of color. The dip powder itself is a phenomenal quality. It's very finely milled. It's not dense whatsoever, and you can see it has a great coverage. I am smitten with this dip powder shade. I have been on the hunt for a neutral tan that doesn't wash me out or make my skin tone look too yellow. And we can't forget about that fierce red. And I can't wait to show you all this gorgeous glitter. It pairs so beautifully with this neutral shade. I'll be doing an ombre on this finger, so I'm going to go about this a little bit differently. I'll do the tan shade right here at where the natural color stops, instead of going all the way back. So you'll notice I'm going to go all the way to the sidewalls with the base liquid, but I'm not going to go all the way back to the cuticle because I don't want it too bulky once I get to the glitter. Once everything's dry, I'm going to go ahead and dust off. For the second layer of color, I'm going to inch just a teensy bit back again and more to the sides. I'm doing this so that I get enough of the color payoff, so 2 full layers of the tan, but not too bulky at the cuticle area because I am doing that glitter ombre. I'm going to go ahead and clear encapsulate the other shades. I cleaned out my little recycling tray. I do a full layer of the base liquid on the tan shades. So I'm doing this before I start on the glitter because I don't want to accidentally get any glitter on these solid shades. So I pour the clear dip powder over top. This is what's going to protect the manicure when we go to file and shape. I love that they include clear dip powder in this kit because many kits do not. So major brownie points for including clear and of course that natural so that we can build up strength if needed. Now it's time for the glitter, so I am going to dip into the powder this time because I want that full glitter payoff. This is a full layer of the base liquid on my nail, and then I dip into the powder. I also really don't feel like pouring the powder over top and having the glitter go everywhere because I do have a ceiling fan on, but you can see it is such a phenomenal coverage and a staple glitter. So I grabbed a different scrub brush for the glitter just to make sure I don't have any contamination on my other nails, and I am going to do another full layer of the base liquid on the nail and then dip into the powder. That will be it for the glitter on this nail. Now it's time for our ombre. So I have my little fluffy makeup brush here. I'm gonna do a full layer. So now you'll see I am going all the way back to the cuticle, all the way to the sides. This is why I didn't wanna do that with the tan, because I didn't want it to be too bulky at my cuticle area. Then I dip my brush into the powder and I have my finger flat so that I can have control and tapping it over mostly around my skin and where my cuticle and my nail meet. That's where I want predominantly of that glitter to fall. And then I just slowly roll my finger side to side and going and working my way down towards the center of my nail so it has a natural fall and ombre effect. Then I tap off the glitter going back towards my skin, not down the nail, and I pour clear over the rest of the wet liquid. That will give me a full, even surface across the nail. Once everything's dry, I just scrub it off. And now we're gonna do another full layer of the base on the entire nail, and then we're gonna pour the clear over top. This will be our encapsulation layer so that we don't file into the glitter. Once it's dry, I scrub all of the clear dip powder off, and now we can activate. So with step 3, this is the Seal Protect. I'm gonna do a generous layer of this to all of the solid color nails first, and then the glitter, and let this dry for about 2 minutes before I file, shape, and buff. From what I can tell, the kit does not include files and buffing blocks, so make sure you do grab some nail files and some buffing blocks. I am all done getting these babies into shape, and y'all, it was a breeze. I don't know if you could tell, but after I was done with the Seal and Protect step, they actually looked pretty good before even getting started on filing and shaping. That speaks volumes about the liquid and powder. So we're gonna do another layer of the Seal and Protect on all of the nails, another generous layer of this, and then let that dry again for 2 minutes before top coat. Now that they're dry, I'm gonna use a lint-free wipe to just wipe across all of the nails. This is dry. It just makes sure that I don't have any leftover activator residue that could contaminate my top coat. So I've got my step 4, this is their top coat. That first layer is just 3 quick strokes on the nail. That is it for the first layer. Once I go around and do all of the nails on my first layer and it dries, then I'll go in for my second coat. Overall, this top coat has a super high shine, very nice, and I love how it dries fast, so I didn't have to wait very long to go in for that second coat. So for the second layer, I'm more precise, more detailed, making sure I get all the way to my sidewalls and really capping off that free edge. Capping off the free edge is so important because you're sealing in all of the strength and really making sure that you get your best foot forward for longevity and preventing cracking and chipping. Like I mentioned, the dry time on this top coat is phenomenal. I did not have to wait long for this second layer to dry as well. So once I was done, I was done. Here I am just admiring the shine and just looking at it. It's so gorgeous. I've got my cuticle oil that they provide with the kit, which I love that they do that. I'm just applying it all around my nails and then rubbing it in. This is so crucial for keeping my nails hydrated, and this is how I get them to grow out. I swear by using cuticle oil every day, and it really does make such a difference in your nail care. So here is the finished manicure. I am beyond obsessed. This is a new staple glitter and neutral. I will absolutely be back to try that fierce red. 10 out of 10, y'all. This kit is amazing, and I'm not just saying that because they sponsored the video. These are my honest opinions, and I am so grateful for their sponsorship. Don't get me wrong, but I am always honest and upfront with y'all. I love that they include the clear, that they include the natural. It's a really great quality product, and I highly suggest giving it a try if you're in the market for a new liquid or powder set. Feel free to comment down below and let me know what you think of their products if you've tried them out. Thank you again so much, Kiara Sky, for sponsoring this video, and thank y'all for being here and hanging out with me today. I will see you in the next video.